Hi everybody, it's Dawn from Crafting on the Green. I hope you're well. Today I wanted to show you how to make this gorgeous little gift box, kind of a diamond shaped gift box. It has a little ribbon that you can pull the lid up, and it's held together some little magnets just hiding under there so it keeps it closed. Believe it or not, it's actually more simple than it looks. And it doesn't use up a great amount of cardstock. You can make the box using only one sheet of A4. So let me show you how. First of all, we want to do our cutting. So take out the trimmer. Now we want to start by cutting one piece at 4 1/4 by 4 1/4. We want to cut another piece at 5 1/4 by 5 1/4. And the third piece we want is to be 3 by 3 inches. So we shall just take a little bit of the edge off of this one. Okay, right. So now we want to do the scoring. We'll start with the 3 by 3 because it's here. We just want to score 1/2 inch on one side. This is going to make the flap on the lid. Then on the 5 1/4 by 5 1/4, we want to score 1/2 inch on each side. These are going to make the little flaps that we're going to use to stick it all together. Okay. And then before we do any more scoring, we just need to do a bit of measuring, because we want to make sure that when we score we're getting the right angles, because we're going to be going at an angle this time. So inside here is going to be 4 1/4, which is the same size as this piece, and we just want to make a mark at 2 1/8. Just like so. Okay, and then we're going to do the same on this piece as well. Find the middle of each side. So again, 2 1/8. Okay, back to the scoring. So on the larger piece, 5 1/4 by 5 1/4, we want to, the easiest way to do it is to line up the dots that you've just drawn in the centre of the guideline here for the scorer, and then just score straight the way across. And we're going to do that for each point that we've made. Okay. Right. So then we've got a square in the middle of the square and some triangles on the outside. And then we're going to do the same for this one. I'm going to go point to point, to make our triangles on the outside and our little square in the middle. Right, so that is our scoring done. Next we want to die cut a hole in the middle of our 4 1/4 piece. So I'm going to hold it in place just using some removable tape. You can use washi tape if you have it. Just be careful when you peel it away because sometimes it can rip the paper. So that's roughly in the centre. So I'm just going to run it through the die cutting machine. It's a little bit loud, bear with me just 1 second. I currently have an electric one, but I'm looking forward to getting the Stampin Up cut and emboss machine. Which, although the Stampin Up one is not an electric one, I think it's going to be a bit easier to use, especially when I just want to do a quick square like this. So I'll just peel this off here, and if it leaves any residue, just wipe it off. Okay. Oh. Where did that leave that? There we go. Right, so we are going to need this piece as well, so don't throw that away. This just saves us cutting a piece that's 2 by 2 because we can just use the centre. Right, so now we need to take some scissors, and we're just going to chop away at our slightly larger piece, and we'll use the score lines as guidelines. So you just want to cut along them. You want to be more on the inside of them than the outside of them though. And the ones on the corner, don't be scared to make them a bit steeper than you'd normally do. So we want them to be able to fit inside the triangles, you see. So if it's at that angle, it needs to be able to fit inside so it can stick on. That one might not be steep enough. When it comes to folding all the lines, we will be able to tell a bit easier then if we need to do any more trimming of the corners. So don't worry too much at the moment. But if you just keep cutting them all the way around. The card colour I'm using today, by the way, is Night of Navy. I haven't used this one for a while, and I thought it would go well with the Christmassy DSP that I'm going to be using. Right, so there we have that. I shall take the bone folder, and then I'm just going to burnish along each of the score lines. So this is where you'll be able to see if it's over the line. If it's hanging over the score line, you want to trim that just a little bit more. Right, there we go, so that's that piece, and then we'll just quickly burnish along the score lines on the 4 1/4 by 4 1/4 as well. Okay, now it comes to sticking it together. So I'm going to use the Stampin' Seal Plus. This is just a little bit stronger than the Stampin' Seal, and so it's perfect for when you're making boxes, just to help it have a little bit more hold. Sometimes it can get away from the edge, so just use your finger on the top just to help pull it round. And then pick an edge. If you find it hangs over the edge, because it comes in a rectangle shape, so it won't conform to the wedge that we've made, just tuck it over the top. Then we take this piece, and then we just want to line this up. There we go. Now the rest will follow. You can choose to either put your tape on all of them at once or a few at a time. It does get a little bit more fiddly as it goes on in order to get the tape on, but I think a couple at a time is good for me. Just try and fold these ends over again. Right. There we go. It kind of guides itself. You just want to make sure each of the ends are all the flaps are getting into the right triangle, which is quite hard not to. As I say, it just follows itself. So this is where it gets fiddly, because you can't lay it down now in order to put on the tape. So I just use my finger as a surface underneath it. It's easy to get it slightly wonky, but that's okay, because it can just be pushed over slightly. It's very easy to use the tape, and it's surprisingly forgiving as well. You just need to be gentle with it. Okay, nearly there, a couple more to go. The bits. Right. So as you can see, it all lines up quite nicely, and because of the hole in the top, you can obviously stick your finger in to make sure it's adhered well. So there we go. So we have a small box. So next we want to add a magnet. So I've just got a roll of small thin magnets here. You can get them from Amazon or eBay or anything like that. And they're only, well, they're very, very thin, as you can see, which is perfect for card making. So with these, I use the glue dots. I'll just pop one on top like that, and then the first one I'm going to place is underneath, just like that. So it's roughly in the middle. And now to place the one on top, I tried a few different techniques, and I found the easiest one was if you take the other magnet and not that way round. That's because I said it was an easy technique. We want to, there we go. Pop it on top so the glue dot's on top, not stuck down. And then we're going to take our 3x3 and we want to line it up so that it is square on the top, and then just push it down. and then that's adhered to there in the right place, so that when the lid's on and it's closed, it will be in the right place. So I'm just going to burnish along the score line here, taking our stamping seal again, and again I'll put the magnet on first and then just reline it up again. There we go. So next I want to add some ribbon. So I'm going to use a nice bright red here, nice real red ribbon. And you only want a small piece, just 4 or 5 inches. And we're going to use the seal again. I'm just going to, oh, lost the end again. Just going to pop a small bit on there. And we just want that to be about there. And then it's going to fold back round and we'll have our loop. So we'll just add another piece. Get to the end. Another piece of tape on the end. Like so. So as you see, we now have our ribbon. Then we're going to take the 2x2, which was the centre of our square that we've cut out, and again using the seal, I'm just going to keep losing the end now. Okay, just going to pop some on there, and then we want to just pop it over the magnet and the ribbon. So that will just help hold everything in place, and it hides the insides to make it look a little bit tidier. Okay, so there we go. So we have our box. So next comes the decorating part. So I'm going to use this DSP because I think it's quite cute and fun. And again, you only need roughly half a sheet of DSP for this. So the sizes we need to cut are, we need one piece at 2 3/4 by 2 3/4. Then we need a piece at 2 14/16 or 7/8. And that's by 2 6/16. 2 or 3/8. Depends on which way you use it. For me, it depends which way my brain is working when I write down the instructions. And this piece at the end is perfect because that will fit on here and the rest will fit on there. So, good sizes. For the piece we've already cut, that's 2 3/4 by 2 3/4, we want to cut this into triangles. So just line it up and chop away. And there we go. So you still have about half a sheet of DSP left, and you still have a few bits of your A4 coloured cardstock as well. So as you see, it doesn't use much stock at all, and it makes a fantastic box. Right, so I'm going to get the seal again. Well, that's pretty. So I'm just going to, there we go. Now I like to try and make sure that I get it the right way around because I want it to match up. So if it does have a design and you want it to look like it's matching, And do make sure you get the right way around. Okay, oh, sticky. I've gone over the edge a bit there, so again I'm just going to fold it back over, just so we don't have any sticky bits hanging out. There we go. And then we'll just lay this one on there. So as you see, the DSP matches up a bit, obviously with a gap in the middle. And now to stick on our triangles. So, oh, I do keep losing the end today. So one thing I will say is make sure you do get the corners, even if it involves having to fold over again, because you don't want the corners to look like they're lifting up. Right. And it's up to you how much DSP you want to put on. I've only chosen to do the top triangles, but obviously you could do the bottom and the bottom triangles as well if you wanted to. Okay, this DSP is so fun. There we go. And let's do it that way. It's very sticky as the Stampin' Seal Plus, which is what you hope, isn't it? So definitely a good thing. Okay, and one last piece. So as I say, I've chosen to do this box today in a Christmas design. However, I also think it might be quite perfect for Halloween, so I think that might be next on my list to make a Halloween treat box. Especially if you've got some kids who come to visit and you want to, you know, give them something a bit more special than just a fun size Kit Kat. But yeah, so this is the main part of our box. I just want to pop something on the top just to add a little something. So I want to cut a piece of card. Perfect. So you should have somewhere a piece of card that is the same width as the box lid, which is ideal. So I'm just going to chop just a small piece. It doesn't matter how much. I'm not measuring. I just want a thin piece of Night of Navy, just to place along the back. Oh. Right, here we go. Next, I want to add a label. So we need to decide if you want Very Vanilla or Whisper White. So I am going to go for Whisper White. And I've got my tag punch here. So just going to pop out the tag, which is going to go on the top. I'm going to use a Happy Christmas stamp, I think. And I'm going to do that in Night of Navy. Which is typically right at the bottom of the stack. Okay, Night of Navy. Just make sure I've got the cherry cobbler off it from last time. There we go. Lovely. And what you can also choose to do is dip the outside in the ink just to give it a bit of a border, really. I didn't get much on there. Just like so. So it just adds a little bit of an outline to it. Okay. And then again, I'm going to use the stamping seal, mainly because it's already out. Oh, can't seem to catch the end. There we go. There we go, just pop that on there. And then I think we need to add a little bit of bling. There's the bling. So I use the DVD cases to keep everything together because it makes it a lot easier. So I think I'll just go with some of the basic dual rhinestones. Goodness me, craft desk is getting messier. I'm quite enjoying making these boxes. So I might go for the big ones, you know. Pop that on there. There we go. Something like that. And there you have it. We have our diamond shaped box with a magnet lid, and you can get quite a few little sweeties in there if you wanted to do it for a treat. But as I say, it doesn't have to be for Christmas. This is made using the boho indigo paper and the little flowers. It's a beautiful set. I highly recommend it. And as I say, you can just go to town and make lots of different boxes. So anyhow, I hope you've enjoyed this tutorial. If you have any questions or need me to run over anything, or if you just like an idea on what you could buy to make sort of the perfect box, let me know. And I'm here. You can always find me at, you can email me at dawn@craftingonthegreen.co.uk, or you can find me over on Facebook or Instagram at craftingonthegreen. So you take care. I hope to hear from you, and I will bring you another video soon. Thanks for watching.